already not been spoken over these last 26 years. And most certainly in much better words, much more deserving words. But that's the point. The point is that these words ought to be spoken as often as possible. Because here we stand to celebrate a life which is worth emulation. Here we stand to celebrate a passing away which is worth emulation. Because such lives, they inspire generations. Respected Mr. and Mrs. Nestle Kenguruse, the esteemed family members of late Captain Neikezhakuo Kenguruse Mahavir Chakra, distinguished guests, brave veterans, it was indeed a privilege to see you march. Thank you. Dear cadets of NCC, students of various schools, the newer students, my fellow soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, dear children, I stand before you today with a deep sense of reverence, humility, pride, as we commemorate the 26th Captain Neikezhakuo Kenguruse Memorial Day, an occasion etched not just in the memories of Nagaland or the Indian Army, but in the very soul of everything we call Indian. We have assembled at this sacred site on this very solemn occasion to pay tribute and to celebrate a son of the soil, a warrior in olive green, whose gallant saga inspires generations to rise above fear and serve with honor, and if the call so demands, even make the supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. Captain Kenguruse, as we all just heard, was fondly called Nimbu Saab, was not just an officer of the Indian Army. He was a beacon of courage, a symbol of selfless service, and a soldier cast in steel and forged by fire. On the night of 28th June 1999, in those icy crags of the Dras sector during Operation Vijay, this valiant son of India scaled a vertical cliff barefoot to neutralize enemy bunkers perched over 16,000 feet. Bleeding from a gunshot wound, he pressed on with his intrepid determination, took out multiple enemy bunkers and soldiers in hand-to-hand combat, and laid down his life in a final act of immortal heroism. And in doing so, Captain Kenguruse did not just fight a battle, he became a battle. The Kenguruses and the Thapas, they've become synonymous with what we achieved in those dizzying heights during the Operation Vijay in Kargil. He did not just lead his men, he inspired them to transcend pain and fear. In his sacrifice, he ensured that the tricolor fluttered triumphantly over the Tololing Ridge. Ladies and gentlemen, children, this day, the 28th June, is not merely a date on the calendar. It's a pilgrimage in time. It reminds us of the unmatched gallantry of an officer, of a soldier, who epitomized the highest traditions of our armed forces. The bravery of Captain Kenguruse is not confined merely to stone memorials or military citations. It lives in every soldier who dons the uniform with pride. It breathes in the wind that kisses these hills, and it echoes in the anthem of freedom that our nation sings. To the youth of Nagaland, through this platform, I do say this: let the life of Captain Kenguruse be your compass. Let this legacy be your inheritance. Whether you choose to serve in uniform, lead in civil society, or build in silence, do it with courage, conviction, and character. Today, as we lay wreaths and bow our heads in solemn silence, let us take a vow that the sacrifices of our fallen heroes shall never go in vain, that the sovereignty of India shall remain unshaken, and that the flag they died defending shall always fly high. On behalf of the Assam Rifles, the Indian Army, and indeed the entire nation, I offer my deepest respects to the family of Captain Kenguruse. Sir, ma'am, your loss is ours, your pride is ours, and his memory is the eternal flame that lights every soldier's path. And let me conclude by saying that the soldier dies not when he's struck by a bullet. A soldier dies when he is forgotten. And Captain Neikezhakuo Kenguruse and his ilk will never be forgotten. His story shall remain and shall be told and retold. In bunkers, in classrooms, in battle drills, as also in village gatherings. For he was and shall always be a legend. And let me also end by saying that we in the armed forces, when I said that we don't forget our fallen, our relationships go beyond our graves. And our getting together is a testimony of that. Getting here together is a testimony. Because Kenguruse shall always live with us, in us. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.